Good morning friends and welcome to the pre-market view. US markets were marginally up about 0.2 to 0.6%. Nasdaq was in fact up almost about 0.7% as we had good numbers coming out from Facebook, and that lifted the stock almost about 30%. So it is now coming close to the IPO price of almost about 38 odd dollars. European markets were down anywhere from about 1% to about 1.25%. And when we look at the Asian markets today morning, there is a mixed picture. Japan is down almost about 2%, and off late we are seeing increased pressure on the Japanese markets. And the 10-year bond in US is quoting at about 2.58, and most of the other Asian markets are marginally up. The Straits Times, the Taiwan, the Korean markets are marginally up, and Hang Seng is down about 0.4%. So we have a mixed picture in Asia, and SGX Nifty is also likely to open flat as we don't have any major cues coming out. Talking about the flows, friends, yesterday FIs were net sellers in the cash market to the tune of about 442 crore, and the domestic institutions too were sellers to the tune of 139 crore, and in the index futures the FIs were sellers to the tune of 103 crore. Back home, our own markets continue to slide, and we had cut off almost about 60 to 70 points on the Nifty. Nifty managed to close somewhere around 5900 levels, and most of the sectors, be it banking, oil and gas, and some of the metal stocks were all under pressure. Infrastructure also was under pressure. So except maybe IT and some of the FMCG heavyweights, we had seen pressure across most of the sectors. So it remains to be seen how the August series will pan out, and we have seen huge volatility in the month of July on the back of the steps which the RBI has taken to curb the volatility in the forex markets. Particularly the banking sector actually came down heavily in the last about 1 week or so. On that note, let me invite Shaival to take us through important F&O cues, data and strategies that we can have in the F&O markets.
Good morning friends, let's have a view at derivatives. Friends, we've seen that the expiry ended with a carnage, and Nifty has ended below the mark of 6,000 at 5943. Now, talking about the current series, we have seen that Nifty future has started the series with 1.87 crore shares in open interest, and also the PCR ratio has started with mark of 1, which is showing some sign of relief, and it's good for the market. Usually, it's believed that whenever the PCR ratio is at 1 or above 1, there is some bullish sign in the market. Now, talking about the rollovers activity, for the first time, not only the market-wide rollover, but the rollover in Nifty has also seen good amount of activity if we compare it to the 3 and 6 months average rollover. And we have also seen that the cost has almost been flat since start of this week, so which has been indicating that that the positions have been rolled on the long side, and the interest of the market, the interest in the market from the participant side is pretty good compared to that of the previous months. Now, talking about the activity on the option front, 5,800 put option stands with the highest number of shares in the open interest, whereas on the call side, 6,000 call option has the highest number of shares in the open interest. So this would be the broad range which market would be looking for, and the straddle break even of 5,900 on the lower side is 5,666, and on higher side is 6,134. Now, from intraday perspective, we feel that there would be some bounces in the market, but if we have a look at the overall picture from the monthly basis, we feel that the implied volatility would ease off apart from the day of the event, that is on Tuesday, that is 30th July. We have RBI's monetary policy. We may see some sharp whipsaws in the implied volatility on that day. But if there are no major trigger points apart from the event day, then implied volatility would ease, and due to which we may see that market may consolidate into a narrow range. Market may consolidate in a range post policy announcement. From intraday perspective, Tata Motors is looking positive. One can go long with stop loss of 295.10. Thank you.
Here are the important news and events that we are tracking today. First of all, the companies which will be announcing numbers. We are looking at a net profit of about 1,615 crore for Wipro. Hindustan Unilever, we are looking at a net profit of about 867 crore. For Unilever, the top line growth is likely to be around 10%, but there could be a cut of almost about 35% on the bottom line, and it remains to be seen what kind of volume growth the company is able to report, because a significant number below 10% on the volume growth could actually have a negative reaction on the Hindustan Unilever stock price, as the stock has run up quite a lot after the open offer. PNB, we are looking at net profit of 1190 crore, and Bank of India, we are looking at a net profit of 788 crore. Since most of the PSU banking stocks are under pressure, and there has been also a good amount of increase in the provisioning and the slippages, one will have to see what kind of asset quality numbers both these banks report. Maruti Suzuki came out with their numbers yesterday. Numbers were more or less in line with expectation. In fact, the net profit grew by almost about 49% to about 632 crore, which was better than analyst expectations. Even on the margin front, the company reported an operating profit margin of about 11.4%, which was in line with market expectations. And in the con call, the company has said that the overall volume growth is likely to be muted. There could be slowdown in the diesel sales, and the company may have to offer additional discount because of the lull conditions prevailing in the market. So net though the numbers were good, overall operating guidance that the company management has given out doesn't look too great. So there may be a muted response to the stock in today's market. The Mumbai-based real estate company Peninsula Land, along with its partners Brookfield Asset Management Company, is looking at raising about 750 crore through the private equity funds. So expect some positive action in the Peninsula stock in today's market. Also, Wockhardt is facing a more serious crisis after the US FDA has warned of criminal penalties in its latest missive to the company. And since some of the officials of US FDA have not been allowed to inspect and visit the facility, there could be some more negative repercussions of what has happened at Wockhardt. The stock has been reeling under pressure for the past 2 or 3 days, but because of these developments, the sentiment has definitely got beaten up, and it may remain negative. The rating agency Standard & Poor has downgraded the outlook on Tata Motors to stable from positive, as they are expecting more capex from the JLR, and the leverage of the company could increase. So this is a bit of a negative for Tata Motors stock. And there was some kind of a battle going on between the broadcasters and the advertisers over how often the popularity of television shows should be assessed. And the data which was made available was in percentage terms, and most of the broadcasters and the advertisers was asking for the absolute number. So now there is some kind of an agreement which has been reached, which is definitely a bit of a relief for the media sector as a whole. So expect some positive reaction to the media stock, particularly Z, which came out with good set of numbers. One can expect a good 3 to 4% kind of an uptick in the stock. Coming to the company specific news, DLF has agreed to sell 74% stake in the life insurance JV with US based Prudential International. So one can go long on DLF with a stop loss of 172 and a target of about 181 to 184. And the Madras High Court has finally approved the merger of Sesa Goa and Sterlite, which basically would mean that the formalities would be completed, and this is definitely a bit of a positive for the Sterlite shareholders. So one can go long on Sterlite with a stop loss of 78.5 and a target of about 84. That's it from all of us, friends. Have a great weekend and see you on Monday morning.